Michael Brasch, Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Wanna shake the ground, wanna break away, let loose.
I remember sitting in class with my friend Jeremiah, and we were going through our practical that was learning how to tape an ankle. That moment with my friend Jeremiah, we both looked at each other and was like, dude, this is really boring. We had the same class, same professor later that year. Our other practical was a speed and agility course. So we had a week, we had to come up with 2 drills. We had to teach the class and like run the class through our drill that we either made up or learned about, whatever. It was Nora Kramer was her name. She said, I need a volunteer to run a warm-up. And she knew nobody had prepared a warm-up. And like everybody in the class was timid. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I'll run the warm-up, heck yeah. And ran them through a dynamic warm-up. And then everybody did their drills and I got up and I was like loud and I was like intense and people were not ready for that. And I was like, this is fun. This is what I want to do. And then while we were in there, I noticed like the strength coaches were training track, we're training football, we're training baseball, soccer, all that. And I didn't know that was a thing. So I just walked up to him and was like, hey, this is pretty sick. Like, what do you got going on here? So he just gave me the rundown real quickly about what his job was and what he did. And he was like, we're gonna start an internship program, we want you to join. So Sam, myself, and then one of our friends, Abby and Eric, were like the first interns at Winona State, and we were like the guinea pigs. Started to get pretty serious about that, so the internship program took off pretty good. And my friend Sam's powerlifting coach was a strength coach at Wisconsin at the time. And he's like, dude, you gotta come out this summer and train with us and like intern at Wisconsin. So I'd already done 3 years, I guess at that point 2.5 years of interning at Winona. And then between my junior and senior years when I went to Wisconsin and worked with football there. So by the time I got done with that, it was time to look for like your legit internship, the one that the school cared about. And I decided to go to University of Iowa. The teams I worked with at Iowa mainly were baseball, volleyball, soccer, and then like helped with women's basketball and men's basketball, swim and dive here and there, track and field was big, and then gymnastics, both men and women. So I spent 7 months there through the spring and summer. My resume when I left grad school, I had a bachelor's in exercise phys, a master's in exercise phys. I was in the process of being published for a paper. I had my CSCS, my CSCCA, which is just another certification, my USA weightlifting, US Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association, and then trained pro baseball players, the Rockies. Spring training was super cool, but like going through the season and stuff, I just wasn't prepared to put up with that. So got the call from Northern Illinois, accepted the job. NIU, I was baseball, volleyball, men's and women's soccer. The first year I only had men's soccer, the second year I picked up women's soccer. MASH came into the picture after I decided I got a girlfriend over the summer. Been trying for like 3 years, finally locked it up. I was like, I'm not screwing this one up. So we were dating for a while, need to move back home. So I emailed Steve and Nate and just was like, hey, here's my situation. So we talked on the phone for a little bit, set up a time. When I came back and visited, I was just observing and I was expecting to be here for like an hour, maybe just sit down and chat for a while. I was here for 4 hours and ended up teaching a Zercher squat to some random kid in my like jeans and whatnot. It was hilarious. Steve was just like, we're gonna see how good of a coach you actually are. And he's like, teach this kid a Zercher squat. I was like, I'm not even hired here. I'm just observing, like hoping to get hired. Like he was just laying it all out. And I was like, this is sick. This is where I gotta go. So we did that and we talked for a while and it was awesome. And at the end of it, Steve was literally just like, he looks at Tom and Nate and he goes, these guys are gonna hate me for this, but like, what would you say if we just offered you this right now? And I was like, let's do it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm pretty proud to say that I work at MASH because it is a community that inspires growth through consistent education and development of human performance. Like, everything about that sentence is 100% true. To find that in my field, to be that authentic and to like talk about it and then actually be doing it and be about it in my field is pretty rare. The coaching is there, the program is there, the atmosphere is there, it's fun. Like, we care about your goals and your growth only. So if you come in the door and your goal is like my back hurts or my shoulder hurts or whatever, I had this surgery, I have frozen shoulder, whatever it is, I literally just want that pain to go away. that's what we're gonna do for you. If your goal is, I'm 17 years old, I just got recruited, or I'm getting recruited, I wanna go be the best, baseball, football, volleyball, soccer, basketball player at whatever school that can possibly be, we're gonna get you to that school and we're gonna train you how you're going to be trained there and try to bring you from average to elite. Or if you're a kid that literally just wants to have fun and maybe not the greatest athlete in the world, but wants to learn how to lift and whatever, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna be running around having a good time. So it is a community. Everybody cares about everybody else's success. And then the science is there. Like I said, Nate, Jake, myself, we take a lot of pride in our education, and this is the premier spot for sports performance training or just training in general, life.